Which ain't no safety on me, nigga. Pew. Bang, bang, keep it raw with my nigga. Same shit, new mix for the Cosmo. Do it in 12 part set, Han Solo. This be the L where the spark big.
What's up, everybody? I'm here with another episode of Smoking That Ish. It's your boy, your friend, your brother. It's Martimus, and I am here with a gigantic episode. The only way to describe it. So big, I couldn't even have Binks here. He would have taken up too much time. So, Binks, he's out spending time with the fam, you know? We both got kids, we both got family and shit. He got plans with his little baby boys he's got to take out. And if you've seen his baby boys, you wouldn't blame him, dude. Let him go out, let him have some fun. I went out and went to a cultivators convention. So there's that. I traveled 5 hours one way to go to Rapid City to go to a cultivators convention. We did interviews with all the cultivators. The audio on the interviews is kind of shit because we didn't have a mic or anything like that. We did it on an iPhone, but I went and transcribed all the important things that everybody was trying to get across, everything like that. I got that all typed out. So I haven't slept much, hence the sunglasses. It's been a long couple of days, but you know what? It has been 100% worth it. It has been an absolute blast, dude. I had so much fun out there. It was so fantastic. Big shout out, of course, D-Game Podcast, D-Game 6923. Check it out, all right? That's who makes this possible, okay? That's who lets us use the studio, keeps this going. We have some absolutely gigantic news, and it's like and subscribe and share. That's our big no. I'm just kidding. We have huge, absolutely mind-blowing huge news, but I'm not going to tell you till later. Okay? So, ha. I know something you don't know. Okay? But all right, and after or somewhere in between, when we're talking about this cultivators convention, which is a huge thing. First annual, should be more to come, you know, as the years go by. We're definitely going to go back. It was a huge thing for us. In between that, we're going to be talking about some Bad River Cannabis 10 Gs that they got. 10 Gs is it's the strain that I've been smoking for the last week. I really like it. It's got a very strong smell. It's got a strong taste, and it's got a strong high too. It definitely hits, but it's a functional strong high. So big fan. We're going to talk about more of that later. This cultivators convention, this was put on by Black Hills Cultivation and Supplies. So huge shout out to Black Hills Cultivation and Supplies. Bravo, good job putting this together. And we would have interviewed the main guy for that business, but he looked like he was so busy all the time with running the event and setting everything up and, you know, doing his own networking and stuff. We didn't want to interfere. But don't think it's because we didn't want to talk to you, all right? It was just there was a lot going on, and, you know, I'm not going to lie, I was nervous. I was very nervous to talk to people and to interview people all by me lonely. So, I mean, you'll probably see that because we are going to post the interviews regardless. We're still going to post them because why not? So, and I apologize as always for the drinks and the coughs. But, you know, I got that sweet lung disease. So, can't really help it, and y'all got to deal with it. Let's see. The first interview we did while we were there, and mind you, this event had free barbecue. It had free sodas, free water. It had all of the happiest, nicest people you've ever met. Super knowledgeable. I can't express enough how intelligent everybody was that I talked to. They were all so smart and so knowledgeable about everything that they do. I mean, if you are a dispensary, a cultivator, anywhere in between, I mean, that you got to go next year. You got to go to this. This was a big deal. It was a big event and fantastic people. I mean, if you missed it, you should be sad. But like I said, first person we talked to was Joshua Swanson from the Hills. So From the Hills is the first table we talked to, and Joshua Swanson is the cultivation manager. He oversees every aspect of the plant's life cycle there. We're talking from beginning to end, from like baby tiny seed to going out the door, bag, getting checked, looked at, getting quality checked. This man handles every aspect for From the Hills, and he was so knowledgeable and so professional that it threw me off. You can see it in the interview. I didn't really ask many questions or anything because I was just thrown back by how professional he was. And then he works some crazy hours too, dude. Those guys work hours that remind me of like the hardcore people used to work in like the hog barns and stuff. They work 12/12s. So that's 12-hour days for 12 days in a row. And then he gets 2 days off, and then it's 12 more 12s. So these cultivators and these guys, and it's no shorter for anybody else that I talk to. So these guys, these cultivators working at these places, man, they're putting in the hours. They're putting in the manpower. They're putting in, I mean, their hearts and souls into this. So, I mean, when something goes wrong, it's like, it's tragic to them. It's a horrible thing. On that note, real quick, before I get back to From the Hills and a little bit more on Josh, a little bit more. I wanted to mention that Pitbull Acres came back out with 2 strains. They have a Gorilla Glue that tested at 20%, or not Gorilla Glue, my bad. That's horrible misstep there. They have a Gary Payton that tested at 20%, and they have a Blue Dream / Blue Healer that tested over 21%. And they also have ounce bags, and their ounce bags have a clear square in them now, so you can see what's in there, and they'll be switching to clear bags as soon as they run out of the black ones. So big improvements from them. Get out there, support them. I would have tried that out, but I wanted to bring you what I've been smoking for the last week. That just dropped a couple days ago, so should be about a week ago drop by the time you see this episode. So get out there and support them. Check it out. I checked out the Blue Dream, and it looked and smelled very good. So if you're willing to, give them a shot. Help out small cultivators and stuff around here. Sometimes bad stuff happens and they lose some of their strains. They lose some of their, not just a couple plants. They lose complete strains that they go to hell and they can't figure out. So support your local small town cultivator, okay? All right, back to Josh and back to From the Hills, all right? Sorry about that interruption, but I had to bring that up while I was thinking about it. Josh is the reason he's so knowledgeable, and the reason Josh Swanson was so smart is because he's been in the business for a long time. He didn't just start out in South Dakota. He worked in Oregon in the cannabis industry in Oregon. So he has had some years there. So I was shown how inexperienced I was with everything. The owner and the extractor for From the Hills also used to work in California. So there's lots of experience there, and they want to help. They want to make sure that marijuana is the best it can possibly be. That is their goal. And that's a unanimous goal of everyone there. These guys were high quality guys. They were very focused on what they do. And I mean, they used words I've never heard before, but I hung on and I got, answers for stuff for you guys. 'Cause, I care. I do. I really do. Anyways, moving on. And we cut him off at the end. camera. My cameraman was really inexperienced. No, I had my girlfriend, God bless her, record for me on a fucking iPhone. So God bless you. Thank you so much for recording. But unfortunately, we cut Josh off at the end. They have a GMO Sunrise Mandarin Sherbet coming out, and that is testing at, drum roll, not really, but it's testing at 27% THC. So that's kind of a huge thing, you know. That's big. That's some big stuff. That's going to be a really, Sunrise Mandarin Sherbet has been popping up in everything, and for these guys to have their own coming out it's going to be fantastic. And of course, just all high quality. And at From the Hills, they hand trim everything. So they are hand trimming everything. That's why you haven't heard us complain as much about them doing like hippie trimming or anything like that. They are trimming by hand, and they hire people and have them trim as they need people. So they are dedicated to it, to having high quality products. And, you should appreciate that. From the Hills. So that was pretty much everything from the interview. Once again, you can see all these interviews on online. Should be part of this episode or something. I'm not really sure how it works. Maybe we'll release them in shorts. But the audio for some of them, please forgive us, is absolutely terrible because of the wind and cars and, everything else. Next one we're going to talk about, the next interview we did was for a small up-and-comer. How small? So small they haven't released a batch yet. Okay, that's how small. We're talking about 1889 Farms. And they did give us some sweet swag. They gave us a t-shirt and stuff, and I fucking forgot to wear it. Because, in the videos, though, in the interviews, you can see me wearing it on my head. Because I did get sunburned as shit. For you. Okay. But 1889 Farms is run by Mr. Davis. We cut off what his first name was, and I can't find him for the life of me on their Instagram or anything else. So Mr. Davis is what he's going to be called, but he runs the show. He's a one-man crew over there. He does everything for 1889 Farms. They are only in veg right now at the moment. They are currently in the vegetative state only. Okay. So it's going to be, you're going to have to wait 13 weeks. So probably about 12 weeks away from when you see this on the episode. And, you'll be seeing their products. And then, we have some pics and some descriptions of their buds that I took because they had a pamphlet out front. So I used that pamphlet to get some pictures once I can access it. Hold on. Dun, 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 dun. Incorrect. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, I totally messed that up. I guess we'll have to come back to that in a minute because it is not popping up on here. I just had it on here, and it is not popping up anywhere on my... Where's my OneDrive? There you are. So the OneDrive... Oh, my OneDrive is currently not connected. That's why. Oh, that hurts my feelings. I think before, the reason the computer restarted is I may have overheated this little tiny PNY. It's this thing is actually pretty cool. It saved the show because I had to buy this. It goes from an iPhone plugin, so a Lightning, whatever the hell, and then it goes to a USB, so I can use it on the computer. It's not bad. It holds 64 whatever. 64 gigs. It holds a lot more than I needed to do this, and it was a big save. Shout out to the dude at Walmart for coming in clutch on the end there. He definitely came in and saved the day because he directed me right to it. We were picking out SD cards, and then iPhones don't take those, and it was a whole thing. All right, back to these pictures, which I found because I'm smart with computer stuff. So I found it first try, by the way. And the first one we have here. They had pictures of their strains that they are coming out with that they are going to have in their first batch coming out in about 12 weeks from when you see this episode, okay? And these are going to be the ones to watch for from 1889 Farms, okay? They got a white truffle coming out. And hopefully these pictures and stuff will also be uploaded to, I don't know, either our YouTube or part of the show, or maybe he'll make a slideshow out of them. I'm not sure, but hopefully they'll be on there. He makes those decisions after we're gone, so we'll figure it out. But hopefully you get to see these. If not, I'm going to tell you about them anyways, so you're not really missing out too much. The first one is White Truffle, and it is a cross between Peanut Butter Breath and Gorilla Glue number 4. And it was produced by Fresh Coast Genetics, is who came up with it. And they've got White Truffle, they have these funny descriptions of them. And they say, White Truffle is your best friend. White Truffle effects are mainly sedative, and White Truffle potency is above average. Fantastic. White Truffle's buttery taste and aroma is an indica-dominant hybrid marijuana strain lost my spot, hold on. That is kind of gorilla butter. This strain gives you a fast and powerful high that will take away your worries. Fantastic description. After all, these effects can be felt throughout the body and leave you in a relaxing trance. Users who have enjoyed White Truffles describe the high as calming and slightly uplifting. This strain tastes best after a long day at work or in the evening to unwind and relax. So it's a PM smoke, smoke it at night. Let's see. White Truffle has a spicy and earthy flavor profile accompanied by slight skunk aroma. Medical marijuana patients choose White Truffles to relieve symptoms related to stress and fatigue. According to the breeders, this strain flowers in dense, spade-shaped buds with dark purple leaves that look almost black. The white nose, is mottled, M-O-T-T-L-E-D. I'm not sure what that means. Mottled with ice white hair and has dark brown hair. She comes from a small breeder at Fresh Coast Genetics in Michigan, although Parabellum Genetics has a strain of the same name. So these will be not naturally created in South Dakota strains, but these are going to be grown by, they're currently being grown by a South Dakota company. So there's that first one. White Truffle, dude. Big White Truffle. It's gorgeous looking too. I hope you guys get to see the pictures because they're fantastic. The second one, we have Mai Tai. Mai Tai. These are also strains that you don't really see a lot. I noticed that they picked a lot of strains that you don't see around much. So that's also fantastic. We got Mai Tai, which is a mix between Maui Wowie and Tutti Frutti, dude. So two old school strains crossed right there. And that's gorgeous. That's from Clearwater Genetics. And let's see here. I'm going to move this over because I'm fucking half blind and it's hard for me to see this shit and read it to you. So I'm going to move it over because, no shame. I got this. This one, Mai Tai, is a balanced hybrid strain. It's 50% indica and 50% sativa, so it's right there in the middle. And it's created from a delicious cross of potent Maui Wowie and Tutti Frutti strains, which we already said. Do you like Big Mai Tai? This gem brings the best of incredibly delicious taste into a super uplifting and full-bodied high, creating the perfect recipe for a lazy afternoon spent with friends or family. You will feel an almost instantaneous burst of energy rushing through your mind like an electric current. leaving you feeling elated, exhilarated, and quite sociable and outgoing. As you immerse yourself in an intense conversation with those around you, a powerfully relaxing body buzz permeates your fitness. Not sure if that was correctly put in there, but I'm using it. Permeates your fitness, leaving you deeply relaxed and unfazed, combined with a very high average THC level of 26 to 32%. These boys, 1889, and the next one we're talking about, High Hills, they're kind of a team. You know, they kind of work together. But they are coming out swinging. No jokes. 1889 Farms is coming out heavy-handed. All right? And you should be aware. These effects make Mai Tai ideal for treating chronic pain, depression, chronic stress, inflammation, and muscle spasms or spasms. Mai Tai has a sweet lemon flavor of tropical fruits with hints of spicy mint. That sounds intriguing. The aroma is just as delicious, with fruity berry flavors accented with sweet and sour citrus and spicy floral mint. Mai Tai buds feature soft, dense, oversized buds that are light green in color with golden amber undertones. Orange trichomes and golden amber crystalline trichome coating. If that didn't sell you on it, man, I don't know what you're looking for in weed, dude. That sounds absolutely incredible. That sounds like I would like to make that my best friend. I want that to be my friend. Call me, Mai Tai. Anyways, okay, moving on. Next one we got is called Tropicana Cherry, dude. And Tropicana Cherry is, God, will you stop with trying to make me do extra stuff? You know I don't like to work. All right. And, Tropicana Cherry is a cross between Tropicana cookies and cherry cookies. So they just cut the cookies off and called it Tropicana Cherry. Sounds absolutely delicious, first off. I just want to put that out there. And that is made by Relentless Genetics. Now, Tropicana Cherry, or Trop Cherry, a.k.a. Tropicana Cherry, or Cherry Trop, is a modern marijuana strain from Relentless Genetics. Trop Cherry is cross of Tropicana cookies and cherry cookies. Cherry cookies F3. I'm not entirely sure what that means, but I imagine some of you do. Trop Cherry smells like a dank tangerine and cherry with a functional daytime high. Relentless Genetics works out of Colorado and also does rosé and frosé. Trop Cherry just took first place in a Michigan Cannabis Cup in 2022. So you should be watching out for this Trop Cherry. Promises to be a instant classic from the looks of it, dude. Should be. It's already winning contests in other places. So why not? Hopefully their strains, I'm hoping their strains are going to turn out just as great as all of these. Because they are, like I said, they're new, they're up and coming, and they're doing their best. So, yeah. Suck it if you don't like it. All right, we got next we got Sherb Cake, and that is a mix between Sunset Sherbet and Wedding Cake, dude. And that's made by Seed Junkie Genetics, dude. Okay, let me give you the description. God, I hope you get to see these pictures. These pictures are absolutely gorgeous. And yeah, I have to read these out because they took the time to print this out and put it there, and they're the only ones that did. So yes, I'm gonna read it out. But yes, Sherb Cake from Seed Junkie Genetics. Sherb Cake is an indica-dominant hybrid strain, 85% indica to 15% sativa. Now you're talking my language. That's what I like to see. Gimme, gimme, gimme. And that's created through crossing the delicious Sunset Sherbet and Wedding Cake, like we said, named for its amazing flavor. Sherb Cake is the perfect indica for any patient who's after a great tropical taste with their medicine. Like its name suggests, this bud has a super sweet and sugary fruity berry flavor with a light touch of spicy tropical citrus upon exhale. The aroma is very similar, with a tropical berry overtone that's accented by spicy fruits and rich blueberries. Man, the descriptions these guys are given for their buds. I mean, can you feel the passion, dude? Can you feel the passion coming out in the words here? I mean, these aren't just generic, type it out. These are passionate, dude. It's just so great to see. The culture in South Dakota is so great to see when we get together. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much. The next strain we're going to talk about is Emergen-C. Emergen-C. Okay? It is a cross between Orange Push Pop and Sunset Sherb. And it's also created by Seed Junkie Genetics. So Seed Junkie Genetics doing big things, helping out 1889 farms. And Emergen-C is a cross between the Seed Junkies' Orange Push Pop and Sherbinski's Sunset Sherbet. Orange Push Pop is a sweet, uplifting strain that tastes like a creamy orange dreamsicle. It leaves you happy and is not overly sedative, so it's a great strain for new smokers. Sunset Sherbet on the other end of the spectrum with a high THC content and a high that is more sedative and will be strong and last longer. It has a fruity sherbet taste with a bit of berries and bubblegum as well. Together, Emergen-C was born. Dun, dun, dun. Go see Emergen-C in a theater near you. No, it's coming to a dispensary and it's not going to be there for 12 weeks. But you going to be super happy when it is. Yes, sir. And hopefully they got a lot so it can spread around and everybody gets to taste it. I don't want it to just go to one place. I want it to be everywhere. Next up, we have from 1889 Farms. Well, yes, soon from 1889 Farms. Will you stop asking me to do things that I don't want to do? You're a creepy fucking laptop. I said no. No means no, okay? That's the end of it. All right, the next one is Super Boof. And Super Boof is Black Cherry Punch crossed with Tropicana cookies. And this was brought to you by Mobile J. I don't know if that's a company or just a dude, but thanks, Jay. And Super Boof is a zingy hybrid weed strain made by crossing the things I just told you, and it has the same chunky deep green buds as its parents that look wet with silver calyxes. Whatever calyxes are, I don't know that word. They use extremely big words and fancy words in here. I imagine they are quite more intelligent than I am. The effects of Super Boof are believed to be intensely relaxing and giggly. Loving Super Boof already. Reviewers on Leafly say this strain makes them feel euphoric, creative, and focused. Oh, nice. That's magical for all you art types, your artsy-fartsy types out there. That's fantastic. Medical marijuana patients say they buy Super Boof for gastrointestinal disorders, depression, and fibromyalgia, which is a bitch. Super Boof regularly tests at 28% THC. Loving you, Super Boof. The dominant terpene is myrcene, which translates to earthy, and cherry notes. So, dude, the fact that these guys, I love that they're taking the time to take the terp and then describe to you what that terp tastes like. I feel like I could do a lot more research on terps. That may be coming up in the future. Somebody check it out. You know, this is going to be a very long episode, by the way, so I hope you're strapped in. I hope you've liked, subscribed, told a friend, maybe called somebody, bought a stuffed animal, gave them a web account, and subscribed for them. I mean, the only downside is now you have to watch all of our videos with your stuffed animals. So I say shit, do it. All right, back to Super Boof. Which I was definitely just talking about Super Boof, right? Super Boof. The dominant terpene, myrcene, earthy, cherry, delicious, intrigues me about terpenes. And the original breeders of Super Boof strain is California's Blockhead, who named it Blockberry. Grower Mobile J selected a variety and named it Super Boof. So this is Super Boof, aka Blockberry. And it's going to be pretty damn good. I don't think they have a strain. I don't think these guys are pushing mediocrity at all. I think they're coming out swinging for the absolute fences from the looks of it. And this, my friend, you'll see this one in the interview. I talked about it. The picture of this is I mean, I'm not one of those weed guys that usually like, oh my God, look at that bud. Like it's a Playboy centerfold, you know? But this one, I would drive the 5 hours back to Rapid City to pick this up when it comes out, if that's what needs to be done. It is called Dante's Inferno number 8. Dude, you know it's got me with the name right there. And it's a cross between Oreos and Devil Driver, dude. And it was created by Clearwater Genetics. Dante's Inferno is an indica dominant hybrid strain. You already know I love it. And that is 70% indica, 30% sativa, created through crossing the ones that I just said. Don't let the name of this bud scare you away. Dante's Inferno is more soothing and delicious than devilish. In fact, this bud is best known for its super amazing flavor, which is a blend of sweet strawberries dipped in cream, accented by sugary fruits and fresh nuttiness. The aroma is just as amazing, with a nutty cookie overtone accented by sweet fruity strawberries and creamy vanilla topped with a touch of black pepper. If you're not thinking about eating desserts right now and smoking weed, I mean, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing. Those are just absolutely just so pretty, so precious. They're precious. They were precious. And then we have one picture of the place when it was first opening up, when we first got there. Looked pretty slim, pretty thin. But yes, that is all of that is coming from 1889 Farms, baby. Be on the lookout for that. That's going to be fantastic. I'm going to keep this laptop in my lap because this is easier. What? It's a laptop, right? I'm going to keep it in my lap. Everybody shut up. Half my lap. All right, so, and they will definitely 100% be available at Puffy's dispensaries. And if you're from around here and you're like, who the fuck is Puffy's? They got 2 locations in Rapid City and 1 location in Sturgis. So you might have to drive for these incredible strains. But now you know when they're coming, you know when to head out there, you know where to go, and you know what to do now, okay? Yeah, that's right. It's perfect. And that's going to be coming out. They plan on having stuff the beginning of September. So this is a great back to school weed, you know? A great one for shit. You got to go back to school, or thank God the kids went back to school, whichever end of the spectrum you're on. It's a great one for that. They also do hand trimming, and what doesn't get hand trimmed from them, which means what they don't see as acceptable for them to sell as flour, gets fresh frozen and sent to High Hills. And that is our next interview. We interviewed Mason from High Hills, who is the only employee of High Hills right now. He is single-handedly doing it, killing it, running it. I mean, big props to Mason. He grew up in Sturgis. He's a one-man show, like I said, just killing it. And they got into carts last September. They got into carts last September, then got certified. So all in all, from time he thought about it to building the thing to getting certified to everything took about 6 months for the whole thing, maybe a little bit longer. And they got into carts. Mason got into carts specifically first. He started off with carts. They didn't start off with buds, with flowers. They started off with carts over at High Hills. Okay, and why? Is because of what happened with Badlands Cannabis when everything went tits up. And they lost, you know, their ability to sell carts, and everybody was out of carts. And you remember that time. Well, he took that as an opportunity and drove right into the cart game, and they got more carts coming out. And also, they have live rosin on the way, too. So he's already transitioning to live rosin, and I imagine eventually they might get into flower, but wouldn't it be wicked if High Hills was just a concentrate company? That's kind of crazy. That's kind of, you know, and if they're going off of what is coming from 1889, I mean, good God, those buds I just described, those are coming in carts, baby. So, I mean, big stuff going on there. what they do is he takes trim and dry runs. Right now is what he's doing. He's taking trim and dry runs and he's turning that into bubble hash right now, which looks like a really good keef, and it's great to use as keef. Add it to a joint, put it on top of a bowl. Really, really incredible looking. And they use both fresh frozen and trim runs. Fresh frozen runs, for those of you that don't know, fresh frozen preserves the taste. So there's those, and the trim is cured before it's turned into carts. So there's flavor there too. And why does he continue to do the trim runs when he has fresh frozen preserves just ready to use? Because people, it turns out, really like the trim runs. Some people are really into the taste of what he's doing with his trim runs. So check it out. See what all the buzz is about, dude. Give him a look, dude. So big things over there. High Hills coming in the cart game with DNS. And, DNS was not there, by the way. So, nuts to them. Also, I'm going to take a break before we get to Dakota Green on here real quick. There is a tiny company out there in Platte, South Dakota. And this tiny company it's just one lady that's there, and she's an extremely nice lady. But she said that their business is not what they wish it was. They have a particularly hard time selling carts over there. I got it right here. And it is called Top Shelf Relief Dispensary. Relief is spelled RELEAF. Top Shelf Relief Dispensary. Now, why I'm shouting them out? They only mess with DNS, so that's one downer to them. But over there in Platte, she has a very hard time getting rid of her carts, her indica and sativa carts. So her indica carts are all the way down to $40 a piece. So if you are somebody who wants DNS carts, and let's say some of the places around here run out of carts or don't have as many as you would like, you can go down there and she would be more than happy to sell you as many as you can buy. She would be absolutely thrilled. You'll save some bucks if you're buying in bulk. You'll save some money, but go down there. They're open like noon to 7, I think. But go down there. It might be just a Monday through Friday thing. I'm not sure. No, they were open on the weekend. They were definitely open on them. So go down there and check them out for sure. If you need carts or something like that, go hit them up. All right? Just a shout out to a small town dispensary that might need a little help right now, okay? So if you got a heart and you got a couple extra bucks and you got the gas money, take your butt on down to Platte and save on some carts, bro. All right. A little bit of watered down Mountain Dew Purple Thunder. Yeah, baby. Because, yeah, that's right. I've been here typing out notes and shit so long, my entire soda melted. But I don't care. Next, we interviewed from Dakota Green, from their inside grow, standing in this corner at, I don't know because I didn't ask. His name was Brian Brook. And Brian Brook is, he runs the indoor facility for Dakota Green. And their big strains that they got coming out, they got Wedding Cake coming out that tested at 27% THC. Thank you, Jesus. That's going to be fantastic. It is. Then they also have Hellfire coming out. Intrigued on name alone, Hellfire coming out. And Hellfire has not been tested to see how much THC yet, but it is an indica hybrid, and he said that it is absolute fire. So watch out for Hellfire coming out from Dakota Green from the indoor grow. And they also have Cookie Crumble coming out. Cookie Crumble, small crumbly nugs, but he said it's super frosty and looks absolutely fantastic. Over there at Dakota Green, a little bit about their operation. They're harvesting every month. He has 27 lights on each side of their facility. So I think that's 4 sides, or maybe that's 2 sides. I didn't really ask. I'm not a great reporter / question asker interviewer guy. You know, whatever it is. Not great, but I did what I could. They get an average of about 60 pounds per harvest, which keeps them in business. And they hand trim their what they consider A grade nugs, and then everything else they machine trim. So, I mean, if they're machine trimming it for like use in concentrates and stuff like that, you know, fine, machine trim it. But if they're selling any of that in bags, for shame. I didn't ask for sure. And that was pretty much all we talked about there. There wasn't really a lot going on. They had music playing at their station, so it was a little hard to do the interview. But next, he pointed me in the direction of the man, the myth, the absolute frickin' legend that runs the Dakota Green Terp Ranch, a man simply known as Mango. All right? Mango. That's a great interview, too. That guy was intense. He was very knowledgeable, passionate about weed. Fucking great interview. Like I said, he runs the Dakota Terp Ranch, and Mango grew up on the West Coast and is a big fan of the Afghani strains, which he says he knows are like more sativa based, but the indica crowd doesn't really like them, but he thinks the high on them is great. So he loves them, and he actually has a couple of those coming out. I'm going to tell you about in a second. As I've been talking about before, the Terp Ranch just harvested about a month ago. And they said the harvest went absolutely fantastic. Great harvest. They were the first company, the first people to grow through the dead of winter. So they grew through the dead of winter. They harvested January 20th through the 22nd is when they finished the harvest. And they replanted almost immediately. You might remember that we read a letter that they wrote and that they had in the stores for having seeds in some of their buds and stuff like that. It turns out that was a humidity issue, and they have remedied said humidity issue. So look for fantastic, beautiful stuff coming, okay? They're running off the sun now, and he said since they're running off the sun, since it's the Terp Ranch, it's outdoors, they're running some outdoors greenhouses, blah, blah, blah. But since they're running outdoors, their PPFD has tripled. What the hell is PPFD, you might ask, like I did? Well, PPFD is photosynthetic photon flux density. Okay? You got it? We're done? We're good? Moving on? Good. No? Okay. What that means, photosynthetic photon flux density, real words, okay? Not making it up. And that is the amount of light particles, aka photons, the amount of photons, light particles, that hit a surface, in this case, the plant leaves, in 1 second. So, the amount of light particles that hit their plant's leaves in 1 second has tripled since the sweet, sweet sun started shining so bright. And he also, now this guy is a nut, dude. He also runs 80 lights that are on an automatic sensor where if the light levels drop below what he likes, let's say it's a cloudy day, maybe thunderstorm, something like that, these lights kick on automatically to make sure that his plants are always getting the amount of light that he desires at all times. And I'm going to give you some strains to look out for from fucking Mango, dude. From the Dakota Terp Ranch. Mango, by the way, congratulations on the barbecue grill that you won at the raffle, dude. Just good for you, man. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy, for real. He said, watch out for, warned me. Be on the lookout for these buds. They could be dangerous. But he said, watch out for the Colin OG, because it is fire. It tested at 23.5% over the winter. And it is going to be they're going to keep it around. It's going to stay in rotation due to the high quality. They expected it to be like a low end, maybe one of their lowest producers, and it turned out to be medium level. So fantastic. It was terp tested. It smells like This is from the man's mouth himself. It smells like grape cream with a little gas on the back end. And it was created by mixing Deadhead OG times the white, which whatever that means, I don't know what times the white means, but back crossed with a Deadhead OG. So it's Deadhead OG times the white, back crossed with a Deadhead OG. It's purple. It's frosty. The nugs are tight, rock solid nugs, dude. And it's going to stay in the rotation, like I said, for being high quality medium producer. The next one to look out for, he said he's got a mean, and I mean a mean turbo diesel coming out. And it's a turbo diesel, not for the new diesel fans. This is a turbo diesel for the old school turbo diesel fans, dude. The old school ones, the ones that like it stinky, the ones that want it to smell so bad you gag when you open the damn bag. Those kind of guys. And he said this turbo diesel smells absolutely putrid, okay? Putrid. It is a cross. The smell is a cross between a dirty diaper and month-old dumpster juice. So you old school guys are fucking flipping shit right now. I know it. But so that's gonna be coming out. It is heavy sour strain. Heavy sour. So the next harvest is gonna be consisting of Sour Chem Diesel. Yeah, that's right. I paused for a second. Sour Chem Diesel, Pine Sap Chem, Sour Soul, Sour Plums, we're talking sour heavy, Clementine, which is a bright citrus flowerful deliciousness. That's going to be a great one. And then his two babies. I told you this man was into Afghani strains, and he's got his two babies coming, just two precious little, just hold them in your hand, sing little songs to them, nugs, coming out. And it's going to be the Black Afghani and the Black Af Candy. You like what he did right there? I did. I thought it was very, very nice. And those are going to be coming out beginning of October. Those will be cured and on the shelf. Can you say Halloween buds? Huh? You're going to have a Black Afghani and a Black Af Candy here from Dakota Green Terp Ranch just in time for you to get and save for Halloween. So fantastic. And these guys operate on 1.5 acres, which is in an area where they could scale up as needed. So there's room for growth there. Why don't they scale up right now and just start producing more and more crazy buds? Because an exact quote from Mango himself, exact quote, no need to put on too big of pants in the morning. All right? They don't need any more. They're selling, they have a good supply, they're selling good buds. They don't need to expand because of how many med patients there are and the supply and demand. They don't have to expand. No need to get greedy. That is so fantastic to hear from somebody up at the top. No need to get greedy. We're doing a great job. You're killing it. Keep coming out with fantastic buds. Everyone loves it. I mean, that is so freaking smart. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you, Mango. A great interview once again. The dude was he's a machine. He was fantastic. And then the next one we're going to talk about, and like I said, dude, I got so many notes. This is going to be such a long episode. Have you seen us take a break yet? Have you seen us pause and go smoke or do anything? No, because I have already been in the studio for about 4 hours just writing the notes for this thing, okay? And it's not going to be as much as you would expect from 4 hours of writing, but I'm slow, and I did my best. So the next person we talked to someone from Green Light Dispensary, not on the inside, but we talked to their extractor, Anton. And just so you know, this is big news too. Green Light Dispensary has their own strains and produces their own carts. We're talking about a dispensary that is from beginning to end producing the weed, growing their own, producing their own, making their own carts from start to finish that they will sell at their dispensaries. So Greenlight doing it big, dude. Greenlight is a big deal over there, West River, and I hadn't heard of them over here, and I'm very, very glad that I did, because they are doing big things. And like I said, their extractor Anton told me, this was heartbreaking, that they can run 500 pounds of cannabis in 5 days through their machine that turns it into distillates and etc. 500 pounds in 5, so 100 pounds every day can just be ground up, destroyed, and turned into distillates. I imagine they use, the stuff that's not the stuff they want to sell. I didn't really ask though, so they could be using the good stuff for it. Who knows? And there's some of their strains that they got that they're working on that he knows of. They have Big Grape coming out. I've never heard of that. They got Sky Dog coming out. Another one that I haven't seen around a lot. They have Thin Mints, which I know is a high demand, sells out quick strain. And they have Skywalker for all of us Star Wars nerds to get stoned to and relive the days before Star Wars sucked. I stand by that. Fucking hate me. Gummies and edibles should be coming soon. Their own gummies and edibles. That's the next step they're going to be working on. And right now, South Dakota has a fucking ridiculous limit of 100 milligrams of THC per package, which means 10 milligrams usually per gummy. I mean, you could do one giant gummy that's 100 milligrams, but that's ridiculous. So that means 10 milligrams. Meanwhile, in other states where people are treated like fucking grown-ups, they give you 1,000 milligrams per container, Marty? Per container? No, not per container, per fucking gummy. You can get 1,000 milligram gummy that you take. And South Dakota tries to hide behind this. It's about the safety of the children. It's about protecting children. No, that's what the packaging is for. That's what the proper storing is for. I mean, if you can fucking sit here, Christy Gnome, if you can sit there and tell me that my kid's in just as much danger from eating a handful of gummies as he is from eating a handful of fucking hydrocodone, then I'll call you a liar to your face. That is horse shit. So give us our proper amounts of gummies for people like me who aren't even supposed to smoke. I have COPD, you jackass. I'm not supposed to smoke, but you don't produce gummies strong enough for me to not smoke. Okay? That's absolutely ridiculous. I'm sorry, that fucking pisses me off that the reason that I have to keep smoking and keep coughing and keep all the time is because somebody who doesn't fucking smoke weed is telling me how I should fucking consume my marijuana. Somebody who doesn't know their ass from a hole in the ground, no offense, when it comes to marijuana. That's absolutely fucking ridiculous. You don't need it. We fucking need our meds just like everybody else, dude. If you're going to give fucking fentanyl to fucking people, give me my fucking marijuana, okay? Enough horsing around. So next we talked to Dalton from Greenlight Dispensaries. And Dalton was an absolute gem. Dalton stands by the motto of variety is king right now. Currently, that is their motto at Greenlight. Variety is king. And their Campbell Street location in Rapid City is open from 11 to 7 days a week, dude. You can't beat that. Just solid hours, 7 days a week. I like the way they're doing it. And then they have another location in Rapid City and one in Spearfish, and those locations are open from 11 to 7 Tuesday through Saturday. Okay? And I asked him, I was like, what are your best-selling brands? Not strains, not individual buds. Which brand is flying off of your shelf the fastest? And you know what he said? He said Rare Earth is their number one seller. Rare Earth. We've had them on the show before. Rare Earth is a good performer. They got amazing, incredible weed. He said that Rare Earth is super considerate to the plants, the plant growers, and the plants themselves. Super considerate of how they grow their plants. They are based out of Brandon, South Dakota, operate on a small 2,500 square foot grow, which is why you can't find their shit everywhere. And Canacar and Sioux Falls was the first to have them. Now, they are more places now. And, yeah, you should really, anything you see that comes from Rare Earth is, it's definitely worth bang for your buck. It's worth taking a shot if you don't know them. Take a shot on them. Definitely worth it. And he said their second biggest seller was Pure Bliss. He said Pure Bliss is their second biggest seller because Pure Bliss has a much bigger grow and tends to offer a much wider variety to people. So that's pretty big. People like that. And then I have to apologize because in that interview, I called Bad River Cannabis. I referred to them as Badlands Cannabis. And I am so sorry that I did that. But I did do that. But it's Bad River Cannabis, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. I apologize, and we're having you on the show today just to show how fucking sorry I am, okay? So right now, before I talk about this last interview, and before we do our last thing here, you know, the last interview, and then talk about other stuff, potentially, we're definitely going to talk about some comments, things like that, and I'm going to let you know about the big news. But right now, we are going to talk about this 10 G's right here that I got. 10 G's from Bad River Cannabis. Stupid. So, we got that. And I can open bags. I can. I'll prove it. Look how big I got, guys. Look how big I got, how good I can do. Hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna get my big boy pants out. Okay. Opened it all by himself. Woo! Look at that. Coming up in the world, baby. That's right. You can't hold me down. Oh, and these sunglasses up. Visor up. Oh, these are sparkly. It's a mix between very dark, like evergreen leaves all the way to like fairly light green looking incredible trichomes. So many trichomes, it sparkles in the light. Nice red hairs, or weed vaginas, as fucking Banks would say, all over it. Oh, it smells strong, powerful, floral, I'd say, with some, I want to say like grape on it, grape or some kind of fruit on the back end of it, because I've been smoking this for a week and I absolutely love it. This is 10 G's. It is 25% THC, baby. And it is fantastic. It tastes good. It smokes good. It hits good. The high off of it is intense, powerful, but does not incapacitate you. It leaves you able to function, able to do stuff, able to come record a podcast and write down notes and all that stuff. So it's a fantastic weed. We're going to go smoke it right now. Not that I haven't been smoking it, but we're going to smoke it right now, and then I'm going to come back and tell you a little bit more about the taste and stuff, okay? I appreciate you hanging out with us. We'll be right back. What's up? I'm back. Just smoked 10 G's. It was a good time. Fantastic. All right. No, for real though, just smoked that 10 G's, and it was, as it has been, absolutely fantastic. If you want to see a picture of that nug, check it out on our Instagram. Boom! We're on Instagram, homie. How's it going? All right? Smoking that ish on Instagram. Check it out, dude. Like, subscribe, share this on your Instagram, perhaps. And if you want to see a picture of that nug, it's on there. we took a picture of the nug from the 10Gs, and it is on there, and it smells flowery and fruity, and it tastes the same way, and it's just fantastic, and it gets you super high, and it's wonderful. I mean, if you are smoking anything in the 25% range, or if you just are not and want to get totally lit, go with this. It's a good choice, man. I definitely appreciated the taste. It was fantastic. The taste, the smoke, the high, all definitely recommended. And we will have all these interviews and stuff once again coming up at the end of the show. Definitely, you want to check these out. Some of the audio is crap, and that's why I'm doing this the way that I'm doing it. But that 10Gs, I would give that an even 8. A nice 8. BK, what do you think about an 8 for that? Nice solid 8.
I would almost break it down to like a 7.5.
Ooh, fuck you, BK. We're going to go in the middle. We're going to go 7.75 on that. Damn. I prefer just when I used to just fucking do it and not ask you. God damn, dude. 7.75. Let me see.
I don't know. I prefer a little bit more of a punch, you know.
More of a punch? This guy says it's 25%.
Yeah, but, you know, it almost seems like it's not as... It doesn't have as much endurance, you know.
Erp. Oh, 10 G's. From... Say it with me. Bad River Cannabis. Whatever. Let me see you type with one hand. Oh, that's fucking in the wrong spot too. Oh. Ba 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 ba. Bad River Cannabis, your 10Gs. Thanks to him and his mouth making opinions and words, it's a 7.75. But still, very good showing. Very good bud. I've been smoking it for a week. Highly recommend it. If you like any of the things I said about it, please check it out. And unfortunately, I have to go back to paper to check on our list of where things are. And a 7.75 isn't going to put you in the top 5. Not with the fantastic buds that we've been getting and we've been smoking on here. It's just not going to do it for you. But still good smoke. I still highly recommend it. I think it's fantastic. So fuck BK, and it's great stuff.
It's still good. It's still good.
Our last final but not least interview. And by the way, us having an Instagram was not the big news. That is some fucking big news, but it's not the big news that I was talking about. The big news I'm talking about is coming up here in a second. But for right now, we're going to finish out our interviews. The last place that we interviewed Dakota Natural Growers. We interviewed Eugene is Loud on Instagram. I imagine his name's Eugene. So we interviewed Eugene from Dakota Natural Growers, and they're based out of Vermilion, South Dakota. And listen to how many mistakes I made in that first part. You'll know how good this weed is. They're based out of Vermilion, South Dakota, and Eugene himself grew up in the Midwest. They have Eugene and his team have been phenome hunting for a year straight now, and they're after the original strains of marijuana. Like right now, they're searching for the original Gorilla Glue, and I'll let you know how close they got to that. And after that, it'll be other original strains because people are getting really nostalgic right now. You know, the 80s kind of style music came back a little bit, stuff like that, mullets, all that shit. So people are nostalgic. They're going to want them OG strains from back in the day, So they are searching, hunting for those constantly. Eugene started out with 5 clones that were given to him or loaned or whatever, passed down is how he started out. And that might be how he started out his whole thing. I'm not sure. But I was pretty high. It was a good event. Him and his partner, who I think is named Quest, consider themselves genetic bloodhounds because they are always hunting the elite genetics. And unlike other people that are out there hunting who are almost always based off of West Coast strains, everybody's looking for the West Coast strains. He focuses primarily on the East Coast. And why would you say that he focuses on the East Coast? Well, in 2004, Mr. Eugene took a trip to Ohio, or stayed in Ohio, or lived in Ohio for a while. And he fell in love with East Coast weed strains and with the culture, the weed culture that's on that side. He really dug it. And then now that he has the ability to go search out whatever weed strains he wants, he really wants to go with more East Coast strains. His partner just dropped 60 cat eyes, and I think that's like 60 pounds of cat eyes. I think it's called cat eyes. I think that's a strain potentially. So 60 cat eyes, and cat eyes is Gorilla Glue number 4 crossed with Gorilla Glue for real. And he mentioned something about Tony Green something in the interview. I couldn't hear it. I couldn't hear quite what he said, but it's the name of somebody on Instagram who I think gave him one of the strains, the strain of GG4, which is the original Gorilla Glue strain, supposed to be. And he said it's the closest strain to the original, and it even has Josie Wales blessing himself. And who is Josie Wales? Well, unfortunately, it's who was Josie Wales. But Josie Don Wales, his real name was Don, he created the original glue strain, which is also known as Gorilla Glue number 4, and is also known as Gorilla Glue. Okay, he created that strain. That's who that is. And this guy, Tony Green something, he has Josie Wales blessing on the Gorilla Glue strain that he has. So it's as close to the original Gorilla Glue strain as you can get, crossed with Gorilla Glue for real. And more on Josie Wales, he... like I said, it's past tense. He passed away May 6th of 2020 from complications from a fall. He was 69 years old, and that's super sad. He totally missed for sure. And then back to more on Dakota Green. Eugene said they always have fresh drops, which I assume means harvest. I'm not really good on slang terms for fucking amps. Such a fucking old guy, dude. It's ridiculous. And then the next harvest or drop has 20 strains, dude. 20 strains on the next drop. And it's going to be ready. Listen to this, dude. Their drop is going to be ready. Dakota Natural Growers drop is going to be ready last week of June, first week of July. So there is your 4th of July bud. Now, why is it going to be ready then? Well, because July 1st is a cutoff day for testing for cultivators. Anything that they had tested before July 1st will have to be tested again unless they've sold it. So they got to get it out of there. So expect a big boost coming right before the 4th of July of buds coming from everybody, okay? Expect that. That's going to be fantastic. Happy 4th of July, everybody. You're welcome. All right, and some of the strains that he's working on. Now, we reviewed LaMelo on here, but it was a Pure Bliss LaMelo. I don't know if we reviewed it on here. I might have just bought that myself, but I was not a fan of it. It was the terps that was in it. He has a LaMelo strain as well that I have not tried, which is tested at 25%. And I'm actually excited to try that because they have very good strains. So, not to say that Pure Bliss doesn't. Pure Bliss has amazing strains. I had nothing against them. So, the LaMelo that he has tested at 25% THC, which is fantastic. And then he also has Sour Diesel, Super Lemon OG, and a Lemon Sour and a G Sour. And he wanted to say that he focuses on the hard to find original strains. All right? And the big news, you ask? What's the big news, Martimus? Please tell us. The big news, what could it be? The big news is we officially have Eugene from Dakota Natural Growers coming to be on the next show. I shit you not, our first guest. And he's going to be a handful. You're going to love it. It's going to be fantastic. The guy he's a blast, dude. So, coming up on the next episode, we got Eugene from Dakota Natural Growers. That's Eugene is Loud on Instagram. Check him out. All right? So that's going to be a big episode. Hopefully all of you check in on us and check that out. Now, all we have left right now is comments. So, BK, hit me with the comment. What do we got? We'll go back as far as first episode. Anything? First episode.
No, not that far back. On Kodo Pro, Raina commented.
Yeah?
And she said, "Thank you for the shout out. It's called Dakota Cookies because Donkey Kong is a patented strain. But if you look at the label, cookies is spelled cookies, like with K's.
Okay, so it comes out to DK.
The abbreviation is DK as in Donkey Kong, if that makes sense. And then...
Okay. They just can't call it Donkey Kong.
Yes, and then Catfish Capone...
Thank you, Rainer. We appreciate that.
Her as well. And then said Donkey Kong is a patented name, not a patented strain.
Oh, okay. So you're allowed to take so they're allowed to take it and call it Dakota Cookies. But they want to let people, because if it was a patented strain, you wouldn't be able to use it. So I get, good correction there, for sure. So patented name on there. That's nice, though, but we reviewed that, and it was pleasant, to say the least.
Yeah.
It was very good, very nice. They have another one there called Blackberry Kush, which we might be checking out next episode. Possibly. But I think next episode, almost out of respect for the man himself, we're gonna have to do a couple Dakota Natural Growers products. We're gonna have to. It just seems right, So that's what we're gonna do next time. What else we got going on?
And then he also commented on the Binks Returns video.
Yeah,
quite a bit. And he said, "Bro, I grew that LaMelo on one of them," which was a different one.
That was a different LaMelo? I think we had a good LaMelo before.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And then he said it is 100% a sativa hybrid. And then...
Okay, so that's why the LaMelo, even though it's a high percentage, gives you kind of an upbeat, pleasant high.
Yep, and he says, "I'm the grower at Dakota Natural Growers. Good to meet y'all this weekend."
That is Eugene himself right there.
Yep, and he said the jar costs less than $2.
That frosted glass jar costs less than $2? Damn, dude, that's impressive. Yeah. Holy shit. Dude, we're going to have so many questions. It's going to be so fantastic. And Binks is going to be back next episode. Absolutely guaranteed, dude. Because our first guest, this is going to be a huge thing, dude. We are nothing but grateful for this opportunity. Thank you, Dakota Natural Growers. Thank you, Eugene, for giving us the opportunity to interview. We appreciate it so much.
Yep, and then he said also, Bro, loose trim only. We don't lawnmower that shit.
Ah, stuck on that, Binks. How do you like me now? I told you I like some of the leafy leaves on there, and he. Oh, I think you two might butt heads next week. I hope you do. God damn it, I hope you do. Because Eugene's just like Binks. I mean, he has opinions, and those are his opinions, and he sticks to them. I mean, he's not somebody to be. To have his mind changed by somebody just, saying, well, everybody else thinks. Yeah, he's a good dude all around, and it should be a great show. What else? We got anything?
And then we got one more. Charlie Hempseed commented, and he said, wish I would have met y'all at the meet.
Oh,
Meet the Cultivators event.
Yeah, we didn't. To everybody else that was there, it's not that we didn't want to conversate or anything, but I blew the bank to get out there and to do the interviews for the show, and I wanted to just try and stay focused so that I could do the best job possible. And I appreciate every single one of you, everybody who's checking out this show, everybody who sends us any kind of love whatsoever, and everybody that's in the cultivating business. I'm not gonna do like the normal outro, I don't think, anymore. I think we've kind of grown as a show, and I don't need to tell you all that stuff that I was saying before. So if you're tuning in, and if you're watching, you're liking, you're sharing, subscribing, and you're vibing, dude. We appreciate you for coming in and smoking that ish, dude. We'll see you all later. Thank you.
Yep, go ahead.
All right, I'm Marcus, smoking that egg, and I'm here talking to Joshua Swanson, the cultivation manager at From the Hills. Yes, and what is that instill? Like, what is your job? So I oversee the plant life cycle, all the way from the mother plant to the clone, all the way out to the door to the customer. So I oversee every part of the plant's life cycle to make sure that the quality is the highest here at From the Hills. Fantastic. Did you hear that? That's crazy. That's so precise. He's so practiced. It's so well. Thank you. No, we've never. We tend to have sometimes some problems with like training issues and stuff like that. So we actually, one of the things that we want to pride ourselves in is making hand trimming. To make sure that all of our product is trimmed by hand, so that we can keep the quality of the product high. So we put it through machine trimmers, that takes care of the quality. We want to be that we can keep that there for the customers getting this excess. See, we were just talking about that. We were talking about that on the last show. How people need to just stay in the country and just, they got to hire more people, it's more expensive, but it's definitely worth it. It is, in the long run. Yeah, for a quality product, because every time the bag comes out, exactly. And you want to be represented at the best quality, so if you're putting it through machine trimmers, that's going to be taken away. Yeah, I agree 100%. That's fantastic. How many hours would you say a week? Well, I'm located here in Rapids, so I leave every day at 5 o'clock in the morning to get there by 6 and actually Alright. 11-hour days on every week, me and my partner switch off on weekends. So he's there on Saturday, Sunday this week. Every other weekend, we trade off. Wow. We try to make sure that we can still have our lives and everything. We understand these plants do take a lot of care. When we get the snow season, we're staying at the facility. But still, that's dedication. That is very much appreciated. Yeah, thank you. So that's the difference. That you do the hand trimming, and so you supervise every bag that goes out. Yes. We overlook it. So we have the packaging team, and our packaging team is, everyone's learning. It's a new industry. Me and my partner, DJ, have experience from Colorado, and as well as the owner of the company and our extractor has experience from California. So we all bring our knowledge together, and we like to oversee the teaching everything. So that this is what we want to do. We would like to expect so that it is the best of the best for our customers. That's fantastic. Wow, you guys are killing it. Thank you. That is absolutely fantastic. Thank you. Yeah, it's a pleasure. Yeah, of course. Anytime, guys. From 1880. No. All right, they got some new stuff coming out. New strains that we're going to be talking about on the show. You know, they got all kinds of stuff. White truffle. I'm going to show you my personal favorite. I'm like that. You know, I saw an Indica heavy one, and I was like, oh yeah, it's got to be it, right? Look at that. Give up their names. Look at that Dante's Infernal number 8, dude. That is insane. So you said that you're just in veg right now?
Just in veg. Probably right now we're about 13 weeks until we have anything.
We're out by 13 weeks. Behind the auto body. All of those are in veg. Yeah, so Figure Drive, how it sets off and uphill. Which dispensary do you guys most off of that cutoff?
Well, right now, we aren't selling to anybody just yet. Don't have anything ready, but I know primarily we're going to be but there's a couple of entities that are out there.
Where's Puppies?
Oh, they're located. We got 2 locations here in Rapid City, and we got a location in Sturgis.
I know. Oh, yeah. On both sides, the blue green. Just for that once a year. That's fantastic. So you guys are just up and coming right now?
Yes, sir. So
That's your highest tester.
let's look at first harvest right around
1st of September, so that's something coming to you new after the summer, huh? Once the kids go back to school, you got, you know, something to chill out on, something to get your mind back right. Man, so what is your job at the facility?
I happen to be the director of cultivation. So I set everything up. I said we put all the equipment up into the old camper set. Basically maintain the rotation, harvest, and kind of just the head shoes to make sure everything's all in place.
Fantastic. That's got a great job, huh?
It is. It's there's a lot to it. It's definitely labor of love.
That's what I've heard. I've heard it's varying time. All of these. Are you guys? How would you guys do trimmings? Are you going to be That's fantastic. Perfect. And you're going to stick with that trimming. That's the plan. Right?
That's the plan.
That is wonderful. That is so great to hear.
And if it isn't getting trimmed, it's going to go straight to fresh frozen right over here to Athens. It's our manufacturing lab that we have right now. Is that nice?
Fantastic. That's wonderful. So you guys got it all worked out. You got all these new strains, all kinds of stuff. Dude, you're gonna have to check these guys out come September. You're gonna really have to check these guys out for sure. Well, thank you. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Marty, Barnabas here, smoking that ish, and I'm with Eugene is Loud on IG. I'm the cultivation operation manager at Dakota Natural Growers in Vermillion, South Dakota. And we were talking about yeah, we've been hunting, man. So I took over, and I was inherited like 5 clones, and I'm big on selection. I believe selection matters, and that's what sets a lot of people apart. And me and my partner are absolute genetic bloodhounds, and we go after elite genetics from, you know, we look large over to the East Coast. So we've been hunting for 8 months, 9 months now. By the time this room is done, we'll be a year straight of pheno hunting. We have about a 2-room break, and we're jumping right back in. He actually just dropped 60 cat eyes, which is a GG4 cross to the Gorilla Glue for Real, which is the tropical red line, which from Tony Green Torture Beans, man. He's on IG, check him out. I think he has the truest glue line in America.
There's so many.
Oh, dude, and he's got Josie Wales blessing, and that's all on IC Mag. You can go see it. The true founder of Gorilla Glue, the breeder of Gorilla Glue. Nice. Josie Wales blessed him in all his work, and you can see it all back in the forum days when people fucking doing the shit. It wasn't IG shit, man. It was on the forums, IC Mag, Overgrow, Rolled It Up, all that stuff, right? So yes, we're hunting for all this stuff. Yes, correct. Yes, it's a recombinant inbred line, so I think he back crossed it like 3 times. So every female would throw down true blue terps, but it's my homie Quest for Chirpy Eyes. Instead of going that route, we went to Cat Eye, which is the real cross back to the GG4. And we're dropping 60 of those, and that's going to give us an opportunity to actually So always have fresh drops of coming. You know, we rock. Our next drop in July is going to have 20 strains.
How are you, Miss Katie?
We don't know how West. A lot of them get West River. We got right away because the state's going to screw us. They're gonna if we don't anything that we test before July 1st and we don't sell it, we have to test it after July 1st. So it will probably be coming out right now, last week of June. They're all
fantastic. We met in time for the 4th of July.
yes, perfect job.
Oh, I look forward to celebrating.
It'll be good. We'll have all our favorites, like the Lamelo. That plant is just hit 25% THC, 8% CBD, 5.5%.
Am I getting up at 5?
And we don't ever stop.
Fantastic.
Always finding original strains.
Everybody out here. You would have got right back then.
OGs, sours. We got a huge sour diesel drop coming. Sugar Shack extracts also going to be dumping out. Some sour crosses that we worked on with a 4-bale open pollination to 5 of these most sour cuts. So we got a lot of shit coming. Super OG, open sour, G sour, which is grapefruit canteen. Lifco sour diesel. Some of the best shit on the east side of the city. Like, we look over that way for our genetics. West Coast. I grew up around the Midwest, you know what I mean? So when I was pretty sheltered, like just buying bags, right? Like insurance would be celebrity. Right. So then I had a stint in 2004 where I went out to Ohio.
So it's a lot on the line, right?
Just walking, this private campground, just walking like camp, like nothing's supposed to move, you know, and like it just like I was like, whoa, and then opened up to the culture, and so like the East Coast and all those Ohio cuts are like the stuff that I look for, like my Lamelo cut facilities, it's nuts, man. It's a limited bag. It's Ohio limited bag loss. So we got a lot of all the sour East Coast, all the kids are East Coast, and they preserve more of the the original lines, man. All the stuff that was used to create all this other shit is over here, and this is where the closest you can get to like those good OGs, those good sours.
So many people are interested in everything. Most people have given up. As far as I know, me and my friends, we thought they didn't exist anymore. We thought they were gone.
It's hard to find.
That's crazy.
The reason for that is because obviously, like in the age we live in right now, there's probably 40 fucking breeders in the lot today, right?
Yeah,
So
we were just going to
OG
come
breeders
up and
and
check
legacy
out.
growers don't want these original cuts to get out to people who are just going to farm out. Especially now when everybody wants that nostalgic shit, right? Like everybody wants that fire OG, that true top OG. You get all kinds of OG crosses, man, but you can't get the OG cut.
No.
You can't get the sour cut. You can't get the Canadian cuts.
Yeah.
You know, so
Everything's just crossed.
all crosses. So they're taking all of their nostalgia strands and they're taking all this other shit, and then they're putting everything they can. They got a true cross lineup, sour cross lineup, and that's how they're rocking. So, but to find those true OGs, sours, hazy, man,
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. I think somebody's
we're trying hard.
Shit, I'd ask you how many hours you work, but I imagine
Every day, all day.
Oh yeah, 24/7. No days off. These days. First 2 days I've had off. I did take Mother's Day off. But that's the only day I had off since March.
Yeah, you got to.
It's fun. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Artemis here again. Ryan Brooks.
Please go my
Cody Green. No, I'm working for the indoor facility here on the Reed Cultivator.
So you were on new strains or anything like that coming out?
We just got Wedding Cake coming out, which just came back at 27% THC. Really good terpene profile. We got Hellspire coming out. super. Hellfire's an indica. It's a hybrid indica. It's heavy and light. I can't tell you right off the top of my head what the frosts are, but it's fire. It's fire. Bag of tails. It's got super like forested green nuts. It's frosty. We do have a cookie crumble coming out also, which is a very kind of a boutique flour as well. It's very small, crumbly nug, which are super frosty, lots of terpene profile to that one as well. Yeah, I can't wait to get that on the shelves.
I heard that the Turf Ranch was harvested.
I think they just got done about a week ago.
They just got okay. So, all right. So the guy that was talking,
And that's mango. Yeah, no, we've got a hard time coming out. We're at 7 on one side of the building and 2 on the other side of the building.
Yes, you got a steady
We're harvesting every month. 27 lines on each side, and it's just about 50 to 60 pounds of harvest. We try to keep it small, you know, but it's,
Well, you gotta keep it.
we've got 3 now, 3 flower guys, but it's basically I run the flower, another guy does the veg, and mom's the color. So it's keep it at that size. You gotta have 2 guys, there's a ton of plants, 24/7.
how do you guys handle your food?
We do have a team.
You have a team.
Wonderful.
We can use some of it. A-Buds get hand
Thank you very much. So much pleasure. That was wonderful. All right, I'm here with
Mango from the DG Turf Ranch, Dakota Green, baby.
So you guys just harvested. How'd that go?
It went great. It went awesome, man. We actually were the first people to grow over the dead of winter. We cut down that. It's probably January 20th. I think we were done with that. 22nd. Reloaded the greenhouse. We just cut down cycling. All of our humidity issues we were running through. The dead of winter got fixed. 600 degree. Now we're running off the sun. Like intensity, our PPFD is triple since the last harvest. Yeah, totally, dude. That we run 80 lights. We run the same indoor lighting spec as we run indoor in our greenhouse. And we got par sensors, so if it's a cloudy day, rainy day, whatever, if it goes under my minimum par, the lights come out. Yeah.
What should I be looking out for? I know you just harvested. What should I be checking?
Colin OG, fire. Yeah. Over the winter, it hit 23.5% THC, which is pretty good for greenhouse grow. But this time, dude, trip testing's available, and this shit it smells like grape, cream, and a little bit of gas inside. The Deadhead OG times the white back cross with the Deadhead OG, and it's purple, it's frosty. The buds aren't really huge, but they're tight. They're rock solid. I thought it was going to be our lowest producer, and it like hit somewhere in the middle. But we're going to keep her in the rotation because the quality is just off the charts. Fantastic. The other one, our Turbo D, I already know it's going to be awesome. It's just putrid. Yeah. It smells like a soiled diaper mixed with like a month-old dumpster juice, and like it's putrid. It's almost disgusting. But for the diesel lovers, like, I'm a hell of a diesel lover.
I got friends that are like, I look for stuff.
It's huge, dude. So Turbo D is it's a GG4 pure Kush sour cross, and like this vino we have is a heavy sour. Heavy sour. So we're loaded up for cycle 3. We'll be flipping again in a couple of weeks. I think we're as good as anything like. And I got a whole slew of sour Camp Diesel, Pine Sap Chem, Sour Soul, Sour Plums. What else? Clementine is one. Peachy Lemon Skunks. So really bright, like desserty, floral, citrus vibe. And then what I'm really stoked at, like growing on the West Coast, I was a huge believer that would say probably beginning of October they should be queuing on the shelves.
Beginning of October, so you got plans for Halloween now. Look at that.
Because we don't fuck around. These 7 to 8 week things, I don't have a lot of them. You know, on a big 9 to 10 week, or I'm like, shit, if they're 12, it'd be worth it. You know, right now we strive for quality over quantity. We have an 1.5 acre compound where, as we have to scale up, we'll keep stacking greenhouses. But right now, with where the medical card numbers are at, there's no reason for us to try to fucking put on too big a dance.
No, it's nice and slow.
If you want to do a good job, if you want to build a good, solid crew, start little, move big.
Fantastic. I was already excited about the harvest, and now I'm even more excited. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Much love, everybody.
Thank you, Barnabas. I'm here with Mason. How's it going? Mason from High Hills over here. You guys, I've noticed you guys are stepping up in the cart game. Yeah. Before it was mostly just DNS. Yep. And filled the gap, but what made you guys so hard?
Well, we were just waiting for the building to get the processing lab to get built out all the way. We started back in the beginning of September, so just waiting for that to get finished up and get our certs, get everything certified, and then be able to start processing it. The need for it on the market was what was calling for it so much. We were like, we want to do this, get these out there so people can have some cards again.
It was really bad, really desperate there for a while.
And so that's why we're kind of focused on that. We're putting a whole lot more out. When can we put some live rosin out? Just some fresh press. It's like after we get more carts out, just the market needs it. So the live rosin coming. But I'm really happy with these carts here. Big fan.
Nice. So that's what you guys got coming later on. You got some live rosin coming.
Live rosin. I don't know if you guys seen that. We do have some bubble hash here. Now, most of this stuff, you know, being the market's so new, people are sending me their leftover / bulk stuff that they're not having a hard time selling. We just have so much of it they want to get rid of. So I've been doing a bunch of people's trim and dry runs. So we got some bubble hash here as well. So we got trim and raw bubble hash that does not compress out yet. Throw this on your rolls, throw it in a joint, just dab it. It's great stuff. But most of our stuff here, we've got is trim. We've got two live, some fresh rosin runs. Two of them. That's why they're a little bit more golden. And our darker stuff, which is the trim runs here. Fresh rosin material was harvested and frozen right away, so it preserves that color and preserves the taste of it. Trim, cured out, and sent over and washed up. So a little bit darker though.
Not too bad. So what kind of hours are you putting in? Would you say?
A lot.
Yeah, do you even measure them?
Nope.
No. You're probably salary, huh?
Something.
Well, they couldn't afford hours. They couldn't do it.
I'm solo right now in the lab, so I'm like the only one doing the packaging, the stickering, the processing, doing everything.
Man, well, that's fantastic, dude.
But I knew what I was signing up for. I grew up in Sturgis, and moved out to Denver to learn this stuff here, and I'm very excited to see South Dakota to be able to progress with it and see where it goes.
That's
I knew what I was signing up for these hours.
We support small cultivators and growers, and I mean, that's about as small as it gets, man. Get out there, get you some of this, man. Some High Hills.
Yeah.
You gotta check it out. Check out the live rosin coming up.
Coming up.
Right?
Coming soon.
It's gonna be fantastic. Thank you, man.
Good meeting you, yo.
Starting this one off, fuck up. I'm Barnabas. I'm here with
Anton.
Anton.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. Nice. Fantastic. What are you guys now?
So Greenlight down before this guy's question for that, but for the hours I believe are Monday through Saturday until I believe it's like 10 to 5. That would be so I do extraction, I work at the cultivation, so I do operations and as well as extraction and distillate. So yeah, I'm a different type of
What's the inside track?
So
With the distiller.
So just so you guys know the process, you can run about 500 pounds of cannabis through a machine in 5 days through the machine we're doing called an FFE 60. So we just made the first kind of vapes, and we're gonna start making vapes for South Dakota. So that's it's gonna be pretty cool. Yeah.
So green light, the dispensary itself is going to be phase with every step.
And we also are selling our own flower as well. We just finished our fourth harvest.
So do you have your own strain?
So yeah, so a couple I can tell you. We have Big Grape, we have Thin Mint, we have Sky Dog, and Sky Park. So that's just a few of the many cities that are coming.
That's some stuff you're not going to get over in Sioux Falls area. You got to come over here.
It's definitely a good time. So
They got their own strains. They have their.
Yep, and then hopefully with oil being on the brink of things, we'll have gummies soon. Edibles.
Are you able to do more powerful ones, or is there a limit?
So there's a limit as for the medical market. It's only 100 milligrams per package, and so you only can get 10 per gummy. And in other states, I worked in California for a long time, and in the medical sense, it was opposite. You could do 1,000 milligrams in one bite. And so now what I've heard and learned about South Dakota is that they're trying to go the opposite direction, do the 1,000, because there's a lot of patients, a lot of people who love that kind of stuff. So it's, that 100 milligrams, even for a regular user, like, exactly. There's some people that, it'll really affect them, and then some people
I've heard so much as
Yep. Basically, yeah. Sometimes too warm of a hug, and you're like, I don't know, but it's always
supposed to cut down. I have serotonin.
Okay.
I am part of that. So I'm supposed to cut down how much I smoke.
Yeah.
So I tried to switch to edibles.
Dispensary brand that actually helps you, because for how new it is still in South Dakota, you're not going to get the full spectrum of things that you really Colorado, California. So it's like these are the right steps we're going in. It's just going to be time down the line. Exactly. I mean, 22 states that are legally going. We're in the right direction. Exactly, yeah. It just takes one to know one, a person, and you gotta explain it. Yeah.
They're trying to say that it's for the safety of the kids, but that's what the packaging and storing it at your house, that's what all of that is for.
There's so much that goes into it again.
I mean, a kid could die from eating a fistful of hydrocodone if they don't fucking stop selling those.
Exactly. And again, at the end of the day, it's that, big Chads and Brads that we don't want to, make sure not to take over the market and at least keep the culture, within it. So.
Well, I think doing your own strains from start to finish, from beginning to sale.
That's how it should be. So that's why, we're a big company, but at least we have people running it that have been in the trenches before, the black market days where they had to deal with way more than what, so they know, and so we're guided with, good guidance in a sense. So it's a great thing.
Well, I think they're about to do a big giveaway or something here, so we'll see you later. All right. Dog with the green light dispensary. The dispensary guy can answer dispensary questions. Like, what are the hours?
Oh, yeah, 11 to 7.
7 days a week?
7 days a week for camp location, which is just up the street from Black Hills. And then 2 other locations, another one in Rapid and one in Spearfish. Those ones are only open Tuesday.
What kind of, I know you guys have,
they try and get you to connect to it.
What are the big
Yeah, keeping us the cabs in the house. Information in there.
So I think right now we're running candies here and a lot of
everybody out here from the hill. We like
so
computers in
probably
the
one
house.
of the best sellers is Friction.
You know, computer communities, separate.
Which you're, I'm sure you're really organic, very passionate. When they bring their products to the table, it's undoubtedly recognizable from just the amount of care they grow in such a manner that it is so considerate for the plants. It's truly the way you should grow.
Where are they based out of?
Big Brandon. Yes, they are awesome. Their grow is only 2,500 square feet. They don't sell to a lot of locations. They can be found at Panda Care.
Yes, that's where I've seen
them. They've ever been sold. And then we also carry a lot of freelance this year. I'm not sure who else sells it, but I know there's probably 3 of them.
I know that there's many places trying to get in touch with them who would like to sell their stuff.
my favorite chains would come from there. We also have a ton of Scarabus. I can't remember now, it's a team.
I can't remember. They're East River as well.
They have a much more slime and a much bigger grow. It's just as good. It's not over organic. You can't really brand it as that. Really cleanest.
Yeah, and I know that they really mostly dominate.
They have resell tons of this Western. They're resources people love.
Well, currently I've currently spoken 10 G's for that bank. That's my number one. Yeah. 10 G's is gonna be it.
Haven't tried that.
If you see it around, bring it up.
Absolutely.
Just thank you, man.
Welcome. Yeah, if you guys catch yourselves on Sunday, I'm Dalton, the regional manager.
Regional manager, we're talking big dog. What's up?
What's up? It's kind of crazy. It was like, hey, boss man, you're like, no, please, no.